So have you ever had that one thing, maybe many things that you're like, gosh, I really have been chasing this. I want this to happen, but it always seems to just be beyond my grasp. It seems like it's not possible. I always fall short. Well, today, what I'm going to talk to you about is to ensure that what has stopped you in the past, that you are going to overcome that. You are going to align and create and make possible what you've always wanted, what you know is possible. I'm going to give you 5 crucial things that I'm living by. I've been able to overcome many of the things that has stopped me and things I'm working on right now that have eluded me that I've fallen a little short on. And I'll give you that information too. So if you haven't come across me before, my name is Gavin Weber. This channel is all about alignment. And when I say that, what does that mean? Aligning with who you really are, with what's really possible. And what that looks like in this 3D, manifestation, time, space reality is that you actually get to have the experience of what you would like to create. And that in many different ways, which I teach about on this channel, is how to create that, how to align with that, how to allow that to actually happen in your life. So, like every human, all of us have the experience of wanting something to go a certain way and it doesn't. Now, on one respect, it's important to know that's part of the process too. It's not like what I'm going to be teaching you is like, oh, now you can just have everything go the way you want, like a big baby, and you don't have to experience any of the stuff that happens in the world. Not saying that at all. Yet it can get much easier. You've probably seen people that it just seems to be smoother for them. They seem to be more in flow. It seems like all the stuff that happens to other people, there's just not as many things that go wrong for them. And there is a lot of truth to that. But what you don't see is what has happened behind the scenes. When you see a stream and you see all these rocks that are round, do you know how many years that took for those to be smooth, round, objects and rocks? It's the same thing happens for everybody who might appear to be in flow or might be in an alignment and life is just working for them. They have had the experiences and they have put into action what I'm about to tell you right now. So here's 5 highly recommended ways and steps to ensure that you overcome what has stopped you in the past. Number 1, crucial. You have to make sure that what you say you want, that you really, really, really want. This cannot be like, oh, it'd be nice, or that would be like, something that would be pretty cool, or I'm going to try real hard this time. It has to matter to you a great deal. Why is that the case? I know you probably can make some assumptions. Would love to hear from you in the comments. But what's going to happen? Guarantee you, when you start aligning with what you want to create, what you know is possible to, create the life, the job, the relationships, the money, the abundance, the joy, all of the stuff. That's not what this video is about. But all the things that have stopped you in the past from happening are going to happen again. That is part of this world where we have these blocks, we have these fears, we have this resistance. And a lot of us just think, gosh, it's just got to get easier at some point. That's true, but you have to kind of fight your demons. You have to overcome your limitations, and they will come to the surface. They will rise again. So if you've tried something in the past, you need to go into this knowing that those same things that stopped you before are going to stop you again. And with that awareness, this time you can notice it. And why it's so important that you have to really, really want it is because if you know those things are going to happen and you really, really want it, you will continue. You will not let it stop you and get in your way this time because you will be willing to rise above what's happened to you in the past, what those limitations are, those limited thoughts and beliefs, and move past them. And I start with number 1 because this is crucial. You've got to have that awareness, and your why has to be huge because you've got to set that intention that, listen, this is happening. This is in the process of being created. I'm allowing this. And when you really have a huge why, it's this alignment factor that it is a part of you, that you know it's going to happen. And that's a completely different vibration and frequency that most people have. Most people go into it and say, hey, I'm gonna, kind of try this out. And like if it things kind of go well, great. But if not, then it wasn't meant to be. Do you know how many times that I have stated like, oh, I kind of wanted it, but it wasn't meant to be. It just didn't work out that way. When you see successful people, those people took that BS and said, nope, this is happening. And they kept going. I'm going to use the example of this YouTube channel. I've been building, not this YouTube channel, I was doing another one called Blissfully, but I've been doing YouTube on and off again. And I told myself, hey, I really, my why is big. I want to be of service to people. I want to help, bring what I've learned to the world. I want to, be a part of all of us coming together and growing. And so I have to have a big why, and I'll tell you a lot more reasons why I'm doing this YouTube channel. But you know, I've failed at it in the past. I have created multiple channels, said I was going to post 2 or 3 times a week and did not. Okay. And then, yeah, I didn't get the results. Surprise, surprise. So I'm at it again. And my why is even bigger this time, and it's going to happen. And I'm saying that right here. So, number 2, you've got to keep going no matter what. Kind of ties into the next step of number 1 is you've got to have resiliency. If you have that big why and you're aware of what stopped you in the past, then if all you have to do from there is be resilient, is to say, whatever comes in my way, I'm going to keep going. No matter what happens, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to own that I can look at it in a different way, that there is another way to come at this, that I can shift, that I can realign, that there are other possibilities, that I'm going to open it up to higher guidance to help me through this time. And that it so matters to me that I'm going to stick it out this time. So you have to go into this resilient, like this is happening. I'll say that over and over and over. That is a completely different frequency and vibration than let's give it a whirl. I mean, you look at like Elon Musk, regardless of politics, that guy is laser focused. This is happening. You know how many things don't go right for him? You know how many obstacles he's overcome? Do you know his mindset? I mean, people say he's kind of crazy with it. Yet, what has he done? I mean, it's unbelievable what he's done. And if you can develop this muscle of resiliency, you will have amazing, what feel like miracles happening. You're just aligning and making a choice differently than you did before. Number 3 is that I think it's really important to have accountability and to have support. So those kind of go hand in hand, but accountability, it would be telling people, possibly your spouse, possibly your friends, I'm telling you right now, I'm growing this channel on YouTube. I am going to give this at least a year. And, my overall intentions, kind of tough to say this out loud, but this is the accountability, is to say like 2 years. And my plan is to do 100 videos within the year, 2 a week at least, and hopefully more than that. And to keep it going from there, to be detached from the early results, to be detached from like what I expect it to look like. But I'm going to give you, just that accountability to say, hey, I'm going to be doing this. Would love for you to subscribe. Would love for your support. That's what this channel is all about. We get to do this together and overcome what stopped us before and realign with what's really possible. So now that's the accountability. The support side is it'd be good to find a like-minded person that there's some things that they're really wanting to overcome too, that they're wanting to align, that they're wanting to create their best life, because then you can help each other through it. You can do some coaching. Sometimes when you're talking to that person, they can hear things you can't see and reflect that back to you and say, hey, that's what I hear you're saying. And, maybe you could look at it this way. But it's more the support, less the coaching, that somebody else is going to have your back. Someone else is going to say, hey, you've got this. I believe in you. That's what you're looking for, is the support and, belief factor with other people so they can help you when you're beliefs a little limiting, when you're a little doubting, like, gosh, I don't know, like, here we go again, and the fears coming up, the limitations coming up, the doubts coming up, it's helpful to have someone in your corner. Now, I know I'm not offering a coaching program right now. I've done a lot of coaching in the past. How my intentions are with this is like, I want this channel to be my coaching. I'm not, when I do the one-on-one coaching, I've had great results. It's been good. But I don't want to be on the phone all day, So like, I want this channel to where you send questions and comments, and I don't even have to say your name, and I can just, help you through that experience. Kind of what this video is about, is help you through the experience so you can live your best possible life. But you need to also have someone close to you or by the phone, or that you can talk to on FaceTime or something, that is going to have your back and believes in this with you. There's power in numbers. Number 4, you must be crystal clear on what you want to create. I call it your vision. So what do you really want? Why do you really want that? And then crystal clarity is like, what would it smell like, taste like, be like? So vivid that you can experience it right now in your mind. That if somebody came along and said, paint a picture for me, that person would be like, gosh, it's like I just watched the movie. That needs to be written down. That needs to be something that is read daily. You need to own that. And by writing it down and having that crystal clarity, your mind can see it. And when your mind can see it, that's the thought that is creating this. And then everything else we're going to be doing for frequency and vibration and aligning on this channel is going to bring that into reality. It has no choice to. It is going to happen. And if you don't have that crystal clarity, you like, it's just a pie in the sky. It's just like, it's kind of murky. And imagine murky water where you try to see through it. And we shark teeth hunt at our beach all the time. And the days the water's not clear, it's like it's pretty hard to kind of see through. But like yesterday, it was so clear, and it's like, that's easy. I mean, boom, just picking them out, picking them out. It's the same thing. You have to know very clearly what you want to create, why you want to create it, and all the other things I'm talking about with resiliency, support, accountability. I think a great way to do this is to jump on ChatGPT, just free flow, like, hey, this is what I would like to create, and then put a prompt in that says, now rewrite this in a way that adds even more intensity, adds more feeling, and paints even a clearer picture of this, and write it in, in the tense that I'm reading this as an affirmation daily. And very quickly can enhance and improve your clarity. And then you could do it again. You could take that, copy it on a Word document, and then rewrite it again and put it in there again, and just so you can feel exactly what that would be like to already have that happen in your life. Because guess what? That it has happened. And this is what aligning looks like, is there is this parallel reality right now in this moment that all of this is true. And your job is to align with that. Number 5, you've got to be patient. This is the hard one. I mean, it's so, my clients, myself, is we want it now. We want it to look this way. We want to see like enough signs that we've got hope and we've got something. And quite frankly, sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you can have those immediate results and then you're like, oh, great, like, look. And then it tapers off and you're like, oh, and that's hard. And sometimes in the beginning, it's crickets. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's, like whatever it is you're trying to, create, that you don't see the signs of it. You don't see the life of it. You don't see the manifestation of it. That does not mean it's not happening. When you plant a seed, that there's all kinds of stuff happening underneath, well before you can see it before, above. That little tree, you barely see it, you barely see it, you barely see it, then you can start seeing it and it's bigger and bigger and bigger. That is your vision. That is this world. This is what it looks like. This is what we signed up for. So to go into it with like, no, I need to have this happen and this happen and this happen. If it didn't, then this isn't happening. Then you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're just sabotaging yourself. You're just falling into the same traps of what's gotten you here to now. You've got to be patient with yourself. You've got to allow. And that does a lot of times mean time. And that's part of the experience. That's part of faith in action. Belief growing is that you have to give some time, and that means patience, and that you're going to stick with it. If you stick with it and attack it with action and you attack it with belief, you're going to align with that frequency and vibration. You're going to start going from doubt to expectation to knowing. And you'll get to experience the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your beliefs, the fruits of your frequency. So, to reiterate, you've got to make sure you have a huge why and that you really, really want it. Number two, you've got to be resilient and keep going no matter what. Number three, you really need accountability to yourself. And that's great if you tell other people. There's a lot of different ways you can do that, but you also need support. Find a buddy and subscribe to this channel. We'll encourage you. If you share what you're wanting to create in your life, like everybody else, comment, like, support them. I want to create a community here that like we're all realigning with our truth. And we can do it in a community like this. Number four, you've got to be crystal clear. You can't just be a little, murky, a little here and there, like, oh, this would be nice. Like, it's like, what does this look like? That everything about it, if you explained it to somebody else, they could feel it and know it too. And then number five, you got to be patient with yourself. You got to allow time. You got to, stick with it long enough for all the growing that's taking place under the surface to actually sprout. So hopefully this is helpful. Please ask any questions. A lot of times on the surface, things can seem simple. It's like, oh my gosh, he was giving me some ground, breaking advice. And maybe you've heard this stuff before, maybe you haven't. But are you putting it into practice? I mean, that's where I have to look in the mirror. It's like, I know so many things, but like how good at I am living it, how good at I am applying it, and like holding myself accountable and being disciplined to follow these 5 steps. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this channel for that. Like I care deeply, but like I'm stepping into my possibility, my greatness. And what great way to do that is to help you step into yours and to own yours, and that we get to do this together. So I look forward to being on this journey with you and got some really cool videos coming up. Please share this, like it, subscribe, all the things. And I will talk to you soon. Much love, my friend. Bye bye.